Good morning. We've got a Caulfield Randwick Group 1 double coming up, and that's going to be on Saturday, and that'll be the 8th of October. Okay, and we're going to have a bit of fun with this one, that's for bloody sure. And so, let's get right to it and switch over to Randwick. And prior to that, Caulfield. Now, the interesting thing is we're going to look at Global Glamour, and you can see it's come up as a very good rating of $2.40. It's come up as a very high net for win form of 66, and it ticks all the boxes as you can see. Trained by Gay Waterhouse, ridden by Kerry McAvoy. So, Global Glamour actually won and beat Yankee Rose, and that was at Randwick last week in a very, very smart time. Now you can see that the time was 50% faster than she'd ever raced before. And therein lies the little bit of a problem. Over raced early, middle stages, inquiring into performance. What? Because it got better at its third run from a spell. And I was able to lead all the way, and the final sectional was very, very easy. However, based on what it did then, it's been backed in at Caulfield from a $5.50 in the opening market into $3.80. And as a consequent, Fox Play, which was the $2.60 early favourite, has eased to $2.80. It will be a very interesting race to watch. Okay, now if that horse is successful, as I say, it ticks all the boxes, it comes up in all our systems as a good bet, then obviously that indicates that the race time is true and the form is true. And so we go to the very next race. This is the 1,000 guineas, by the way. We move to the very next race, Randwick Race 7, which is also a Group 1, where we have Yankee Rose on top, also with a net of 66.2. And as you can see, our rated odds are odds on. The horse is actually available at $2.60 and firm. Now, the only query I have with it is it's a big improvement, but when you look at a horse like Valadero, that horse has had 3 wins in a row. Its best rating has been a 49. That was on the 24th of September, and that was on a good track over 1,800 metres. But the difference with this one is it was able to lead and sprint away from at the turn, because you can see the sectional time here is a 34.32. Which meant at the 600 it was leading. It must have been a relatively easy lead, but accelerated like crazy in that last 600 to return 34.32. That is absolutely outstanding. So what I think is that the gap between Valadero and Yankee Rose is not going to be as big as is indicated right here. So I do think that Valadero is going to be a horse that does have a genuine chance in this race. And the interesting thing is that Valadero is currently at $10 in the market. So my thoughts are that you've probably got to take a Dutch bet on those two. And of course, if we look at that previous race, which is at Caulfield, and Global Glamour is unable to live up to the hype, then you've got to have serious doubts about just how good that race was. Okay, so that's it for today, and do enjoy your racing on Saturday, the Caulfield Randwick Group 1 double, and that's going to be on the Saturday the 8th of October, and there are going to be plenty of races in there in the lead up to the Caulfield Cup, and on past that the Cox Plate and the Melbourne Cup a couple of weeks later. Thanks for watching.